Hey,
Going. Thanks for
John.
coming on the
How are you?
podcast.
Oh, John.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited because I just discovered Rhino. You guys are pretty, are kind of like a hidden gem, I think. But I think you're super timely for the World Cup, because this is like the perfect platform for, sports traders and people calling out things on, in this type of environment. We can get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I'm stoked that you've decided to come on, and yeah, maybe we can kick it off with some intros about what you guys do and what your background is.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll go first. I just want to say thank you, John, for having us on. Your platform here has been pretty incredible, and I've been a fan of the podcast myself for a bit, so it's super cool to actually be here and be featured. My name is Drew Lobley. I'm from Western Maryland. I'm a soccer player at Harvard. That's how I met up with my co-founder, Adam, and just kind of been in the space for a while, mainly as a casual trader. Was on Calfee as soon as I could turn 18, sports betting here when I can. So definitely super excited to be in on the World Cup as a trader and as a Rhino co-founder.
Yeah, likewise. I'm also a soccer player at Harvard. Me and Drew kind of had a mutual interest for prediction markets. We were very interested in Calsh and Polymarket, and we decided to work together, and we built Rhino.
Yeah, so I think you were telling me a little bit about your team background and like kind of how you had the idea for this, and it's a bit of an interesting story. I think you were, I forget, you were in a class at Harvard or something like that, and and the topic of Kelshi came up, or someone from Kelshi came to Harvard, and yeah, I'm just curious, like, what was the impetus for you to start this idea before we get into it more, because we're going to
Yeah,
talk more about
yeah, no, that's a good question, and I guess there's kind of three parts to this story. So I'll speak for myself. As soon as I turned 18, I was on it, betting on sports, and I was just casually betting here with my roommates whenever I was, I don't know, chilling in the dorm watching a game, throwing $10 on a game here and there. Didn't have the best win rate. I didn't really have the time to sit down and do my research on every bet I was making. So, I would take to Twitter and Discords and try and get an edge wherever I could. And, it was hard finding the right people to follow, the right Discord servers to be in. That was kind of like just in the back of my mind, like a little nagging struggle I had. And then Adam and I actually went and watched Shane Copeland come and speak at Harvard. I think that's kind of what opened our eyes to how big prediction markets could be. I guess for me personally, I didn't necessarily understand exactly how it worked, and to the extent to which they're really dumping money into this, building something pretty amazing. And then I did some more research on Kalshi, how they're already regulated, the investment they have, and the users they have in the US, and was pretty astounded. And then the final event, which I think really was the nail in the coffin, is when Adam and I went to a jump trading event hosted by Harvard, and they had some jump traders on, just kind of telling us about their company, and they brought up prediction markets. Like that their firm was building predictive models and working as a market maker in the field. And I just kind of thought, wow, this is crazy. What I thought was like a gambly, like crypto native sort of space is like being taken seriously by major quant platforms. Like I was just kind of, I couldn't wrap my mind around it. And I just thought there has to be a way to connect users like me who was struggling to make correct sports betting picks with the top 1% of traders who are doing this and have the time and resources to allocate to doing the research.
It was actually interesting when Shane Copeland came in to speak to us. I mean, I've always been like very interested in the infrastructure behind Polymarket and Kalshi, and when he came in to speak to us, he was being interviewed by a Harvard professor, and he was basically getting grilled. Like he was getting asked super difficult questions, and he gave very very reasoned answers, which kind of made me think that this is not just it's not just a betting platform. It's a place where people can it's a platform where people can go and find real real data on the possibility of things that go on every day.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how this kind of evolved into its own financial asset class. What Coming from your background in sports betting and stuff, what is the major edge that you find, Polymarket or Kelshi has versus DraftKings or something like that, to put it to put it bluntly, you know?
Yeah, I mean, right. Whenever you're comparing it to sports books, you're betting against the house. They are taking edge of it, and Kalshi and Polymarket are just matching you up with other traders. You're betting against what the people think, not what the group of specialists at the sports book think. So you're just naturally getting better odds, and Kalshi and Polymarket are just taking a small fee of that. So I prefer it. I think everybody prefers it. You're losing less alpha decay, and you're not, I don't know, getting edged out by the sports books, which has been nice. And I think it's going to be an interesting thing going forward. I think Kalshi and Polymarket might take over the sports books. I know a lot of sports bettors are turning to these prediction market sites. So it's definitely a evolving field, and it'll be quite interesting to see how it works. But we're super excited for all the sports bettors that want to come on our site and that we currently have on our site testing it out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is kind of a good time to, you know, if you haven't kind of already gone into it a bit, I just want to kind of clarify for people who are watching. Basically, what you're building is you're building a kind of like a gated, kind of like a paywalled way for traders to make call outs, like informed call outs. So it's a bit in the same vein as Dub Club, and I believe that when we first spoke, you actually shared Dub Club with me, which is like a traditional way to do it in the sports world, the sports betting world. But yeah, so essentially what it is you find a trader that you like, you pay a subscription, and then a call out will kind of, and then that trader can make call outs, and then you can get pinged on like Telegram or social media with those call outs. Do you obviously this has been tried before in the sports betting area, with Dub Club and WAP and things like that. You guys are focusing specifically with prediction markets. That's the main difference. I got to take a peek at the platform. We're going to take a peek at the platform today, but like I'm curious, like, where do you see the biggest differentiator between you and a platform like that?
Yeah, I think it's essentially just rooted in what the market is about. Sports betting, especially with DraftKings and FanDuel, is a losing game. The house is winning, you're not. But I think with prediction markets, I don't know. I think me and Adam are just super bullish on the idea of it. We think that's kind of the way the world is going. I mean, it was giving the most accurate predictions about the 2024 election. It's super accurate to all races, election races. So I just think this is the way the world is heading, and I enjoy the product. I know everybody enjoys the product. And so I think the prediction market field was just the right place, right time. We're still, what I believe is very early. It's still a small, tight-knit community here on X and on other platforms. So I don't know, we're trying to ride the wave and build something that people enjoy using.
I think the thing that we found as well is that these sports bettors, they had a place to go with like some of the startups that you mentioned. Whereas with prediction markets, because they're so new, they didn't have a place to go and like share their insights and monetize their call outs and stuff. So we kind of saw that gap in the market, and we really want to, get as many traders on, monetize their insights, and kind of provide them with a platform to share their thoughts to people who might not have as much experience on prediction markets.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen one that's been developed specifically for prediction markets. And there's,
Exactly.
I think you're arriving at the right time too, because there's several ways that you can follow traders in prediction markets. You can follow them with, like the copy trading bots, which kind of track the Polymarket profile, and then you copy trade.
Yeah.
And those are pretty popular. And then there's, we were talking to Polyfund a few days ago, which does that vault based. You basically invest in a vault that a trader controls, and there's an aligned kind of fee split, with the profit, right? So the trader makes profit, you get a percentage, trader takes a commission or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the second way, and then the third way is this, and I think you are actually right that there is a gap in the market here. What would you say is like the biggest benefit, do you think, of doing it this way versus the other two?
I think that, just to answer your question, I think that a lot of these traders who are getting like copy traded and stuff, they're doing that without without their own. I mean, they don't want to be copy traded, obviously, because they're not getting paid for that. They don't really have any benefit of being copy traded, because they don't have any monetary gain, and we're kind of giving them the platform to monetize their predictions, which is, you know, there are copy trading platforms, as you mentioned, which allow people to follow traders, but we really want to like look after the traders and give them a platform where they can monetize their predictions. So yeah.
Yeah, and to back off what Adam's saying there, I think there's also a lot of benefits on the user side. I mean, whenever you're following top wallets on Polygon and other, you know, top copy trading websites, you're just kind of blindly following a name. Our app gives people, or our site gives people the ability to build a community, communicate with people, and there really is a face behind the name. You know, you're getting to trust these people for more than just whatever their P&L is on Polymarket.
Yeah. Well, so I saw the platform earlier. It's pretty sick. I think we should, maybe Drew, if you wanna share your screen and
get into
show what the platform looks like, because it's definitely like a newer model. And again, it's not, Dub Club I think was the inspiration, but I think it's a bit different.
You guys seeing that fine?
Yeah. And you already have some traders too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is our home landing page. We decided to get right into it, show you the awesome traders we have that are already out here on our site calling things out. So these are a few of the accounts. Actually, here's my account, 100% win rate, 7 for 7. I've been betting on the NBA stuff, just casually testing out the site. But we've had big traders like Knight come on. The lineup is a sports bettor. Marky is also a sports bettor. And then here are some of the traders we've had testing it out. We've had Spivak, Kyle the writer, John. You made an account. That was pretty awesome. Excited to have you on and testing it out. So yeah, this is our trader page.
I'm like the undocked one too. I'm like, it's just my name.
Yeah. Not the polyfactual. This is Jay Lurie. Yeah. But yeah, here's our kind of little demo. This is where you can apply to become a trader on Rhino. Once again, here's the browse the trader section. And so going to the user side, right now I'm signed into my Drew Loeb account. And this is where you can see the posts that people are making and the signals they're sending out. So we can go to Knight, big trader in the space. He's made some pretty cool plays. So here are a few examples of what he's saying. He's giving his descriptions on X, which is pretty awesome. And we've done it so this app can be super interactive. These Polymarket links actually take you to the Polymarket site, so you're able to make the trades as you see. The Knight's giving good reasoning here. And that's another special thing about our site that differentiates us from these copy trading sites. We're giving people reasoning behind the trades. And it's not just blindly following. You can make your own financial decisions about it. So yeah, here's my account, 7 for 7. Had a nice one here. Then I'm taking some speculative World Cup bets, very timely. Holding on to this one. Hopefully the San Antonio Spurs will make a comeback. But yeah, this is a bit of the user side. This is your ability to the chat. Hi, Polyfactual Podcast, little shout out. Yeah, so that is the user side as we have it right now. Super easy, super streamlined, and gives you information right away. Now on the trader side, we want to make it as easy as possible for our traders to come on, be timely, and just make their life as easy as possible. And we've done that through the help of some great traders giving us really good feedback about our site. This is kind of what we have so far. So right now you can search. This is how you would make a post. So let's say we wanted to search a Polymarket contract about the World Cup winner. Who do we think? Adam, who do you got?
England, of course.
Okay.
That's
that one. So we're going to take England. We're going to take a yes contract for them to win the World Cup. This is obviously going to be high risk. We don't think they're actually winning. You can share your reasoning here. Yep. And then we lock your live entry price for our verified signals. You publish the post. And then your traders get a notification. I am subscribing myself here. So I get a notification for the call out I just put out, and this would go to all the traders. Typically, there would be obviously a longer reasoning section. But yeah, that's our little demo. And one of the biggest things I want to reiterate is that we are keeping track of our traders' win rates, their average returns, stats like variance, different things like that, just to ensure.
Drew, why don't you go ahead and show like the page where you can click on view profile?
Oh, right.
Show the
Let's
page
do
where-
that.
Yeah.
So
So
this is my page. Here's the little about section. We can go to my stats here. I've had 8 total posts, 30% average return, 100% win rate. I have 22 subscribers right now. And this is my win rate by risk level. So we're trying to make it super interactive, give you guys as many statistics as possible to make reasonable decisions, and also give links to X accounts and get as much information about the traders as possible so you can make good decisions about the community you want to join and the people you want to follow.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think the fact that you're taking like the call out aspect of things, right? Because one way to do this would be like the trader can make a trade and then share their trade. But this almost is like a way for them to just call out. So it's almost like you could also trade with like a risk off approach, right? Like the trader doesn't necessarily have to trade the position to make the call out to be right. And the trader could actually still monetize their intelligence without taking on the risk if they wanted to.
Yeah, and especially for traders with limited capital who are only taking, $10 positions, but they are proven traders with a real edge that they can monetize. They just don't have the flashy, huge P&Ls like some of the other traders do. This gives them a site to help build their bankroll, make good money on the side while also doing their trading. So we kind of reward creators of all sizes, all amounts in the bank, whatever it may be. It's really a platform for anybody.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty kind of cool idea also, and the fact that you're kind of importing the Polymarket account to get the stats. How are you going about getting traders right now? Like, are you kind of like, like what is your process? And like in the future too, like what is your process for kind of sourcing good traders and working with them right now?
Yeah. So I've found it. I've been doing a lot of outreach via X, Discord, Telegram, all sorts of things. And it's really amazing how people are willing to help. People are willing to refer people, and people are interested in getting on an idea. I think a lot of traders are seeing the value that our site can provide for them, which is exactly why we made it. We're trying to build it for traders. So trader referral is going to be a huge thing. And that's actually a program we're going to start rolling out, the trader referral program, where we will be paying traders 3% of the trader they refer's revenue for the next 365 days, just as a way to get people on our site, create a little more buzz about it. And we really value our traders, and we know that the people they're bringing on are also going to be sharp traders that we want to have on site, and we want people to start following.
What are some of the, I know it's still early, but in terms of just observations you've had with your users, how people are trading, are you able to kind of, especially when it comes to World Cup, and maybe Adam, you can speak to this a little bit. What separates like a good trader from a bad trader? I always ask this to protocols that are building trading tools, but I think it's like an important question to understand, especially now, because why I ask it too, just to go off a little bit of tangent, is because we have this whole thing right now in the prediction market space, which is kind of emphasizing the fact that, if you're kind of a new trader, you're just going to get taken advantage of. You're going to come in with a bunch of powerful prediction market, high IQ people, and they're just going to take you for all your money. And that's kind of like the counter narrative that's being pushed. So I'm just curious. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm asking this. Like, what do you think is a good sports trader?
You bring up a good point. I think I was researching something, and it was like 80% of wallets on Polymarket and Kalshi are losing wallets or something along those lines. And a lot of new traders don't really know what they're getting into. They don't really know like how prediction markets work, how to place good trades and stuff. And that's kind of what we're trying to bridge. We're trying to bridge the gap between a trader who's very experienced and a potentially like new user who might not know the best the best trades to make. So I think that's kind of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Did you have another question that I missed?
No. I think that's it. I mean, I'm in terms of just observing, what these traders are doing on your platform.
Mhm.
So who is the top trader right now, just in the kind of early stage of this platform? Like who is the highest win rate right now?
I
Drew?
think, but I mean, we're still in our beta. We haven't actually like. It's obviously none of the traders are actually like placing official like trades because we're still in beta. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I've definitely been testing this the longest as soon as it came out. So I don't know. I've also haven't realized some losses yet. So that's probably a fabricated image. But we're super excited with some of the traders we have. We have some really top class guys in the space coming. You know, Knights on board, Zada Crypt is on board, Spivach is testing it out. Like it is super exciting. These are guys who are super well respected in the space, and we know that they're going to come on our site and do really cool things. So we're excited. Don't want to name the best trader yet. That's for you guys to find out once their win rates and PNLs start showing up. So yeah.
Yeah, and excuse the dark background. It's getting dark behind me. It's
no, of course. I think just to mention as well off the top of that, we're doing because we're launching right before the World Cup, where we're announcing a prize for the top trader over the World Cup month. So the best performing trader is going to receive a $1,000 prize, and yeah, we have some other rewards that we're figuring out as well. I think we're gonna provide a $500 prize as well for the trader with the most referrals. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Yeah. The fact that you guys are kind of opening it up. So basically, the platform's going to go live in a couple days, basically, and people will be
Yeah,
able to navigate and use it.
we're going live on Thursday or Friday this week, so one of those 2 days.
And will anybody be able to kind of sign up for a trader? Or will that part be gated? Well, I guess it would be open if you're doing a referral
Yeah,
competition.
exactly. It'll be everything will be open to everyone by I think by Thursday or Friday this
Yeah,
week.
there are trader applications, however, that we review quite thoroughly just to make sure we're bringing on solid traders who are really doing something in the space. But anybody who's open to start trading and has a good record and thinks this could be for them, we're obviously open to hear. And we know how kind of untimely this World Cup tournament announcement is just a few days before, and so we're going to be having a open or a roll along sign up. So traders who want to come a week and a half into the World Cup are more than welcome to, and they can still compete for the top prize if they can get it done in only 3 or 4 weeks, whatever it may be. So it will
Yeah.
be open, and people can come in as they see fit and as traders are getting onboarded.
Do you guys think that you could ever, right now you're relying a lot on human given alpha. Do you think it's possible in the future that this could be, like AI run clubs, like you're subscribing to like an AI agent or something, and it's pushing alerts to you? Because I know, look, it could, we're getting to a point, Just curious what you guys think.
Drew, what do you think?
I don't know. I think
Not yet.
the fact of the matter is, if people are creating AIs that are outperforming humans, then subscribers will pay for it. They'd be stupid not to. They'd be leaving money on the table. I don't think I'm super convinced yet that we're seeing it. I know some people in the weather markets are having chat GPT and Claude make models that are quite sufficient.
Yeah.
Large scale, I don't think we're seeing it yet. Could that be the future? Yes. Will that be a problem for only prediction markets? No, that's going to impact, crypto, traditional finance. It's going to disrupt a lot of things. We're just kind of playing it by ear until we see it.
If you think about it as well, there are a lot of traders nowadays that use models to help them with their trades. So people are already doing it now. Like we won't be the ones who are making these models and putting them on the platform. We want to provide the platform for traders to share their own models. So a trader could jump on our platform and use their model to monetize how good the model is. If that makes sense. Like it might be them trading, it might be their AI, it might be their algorithm, anything that the trader might think provides them with an edge, like they can monetize that on our platform.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a problem here. I mean, like I think it would just be, you would just figure out a way to kind of hook that up for the AI agent to use. I mean, I could conceivably see, like, if you created an API, that might be something that could happen pretty easily. Like people might use the site in that way.
Yeah, that's something we've kind of been investigating. We're getting a lot of traders who have automated bots that are interested on the site. A lot of them are doing, crypto or not crypto, like crypto over under 15-minute charts, things like that. That are a little more automated. So that's something we're investigating, and hopefully it's coming soon to Rhino. But right now we're open ears to any trader recommendations. We're trying to build the site for you guys, so obviously we want to work alongside them.
So I'm curious if you guys want to jump into some markets because we said that we would do some World Cup stuff, and I know that Adam, you might be able to kind of know a little bit more about this because I'm not as familiar. But we have these World Cup markets. I'm curious if there's any markets you're looking at right now. Which
we don't. I just want to preface that we don't actually trade on these markets. Like we don't actually trade on the sports markets. It's mostly, we've been researching myself anyway. I've been researching the architecture behind Polymarket and Kalshi and how they work. And I've been the one like building up Rhino and doing like the app development and stuff. I don't know, Drew, maybe you can speak for yourself, but
yeah. We want the casual trader's opinion here. Back to on my Rhino picks, I've actually made a couple speculative to win the World Cup call outs. I think I've taken the US at like 1.2 cents, Canada at half a percent, and Belgium. So I'm trying to take the speculative bets. I think those are all teams that have a pretty good chance at making it out of their group stage and then eventually into the round of 32 and hopefully the round of 16 and maybe the quarterfinal. So this is something I was sharing on X the other day. I saw a similar trader trade a similar sort of thesis. We'll see how it actually plays out. But I think this World Cup is unique in that there's no huge kind of super tough group stage. I don't think there's any group that's crazy good. And with them expanding the team, the amount of teams this year in the World Cup, I think it'll be interesting. I think it's gonna be easier for the best teams to win. So you obviously have to look out for France and Spain, Brazil, Argentina. Those are the heavy hitters right now, but I'm hoping to catch some nice plays on my speculative bets. Maybe, I don't know, ride the wave from 1.2 cents to around 3 cents and see if we can make a nice little profit there.
Yeah, I'm prepared for, like, if you guys are doing a competition, I think it would be pretty cool to get some of your traders on the competition and we could highlight them.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's our aim, actually. Like, we want to the best performing trader over the World Cup. Like, we want to promote them. We want to give them a prize. Obviously, we want to reward them with how good they've been over the World Cup. So that's kind of the whole purpose of us having the $1,000 prize.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool to get some of those guys. I mean, I've seen some weird markets on the World Cup. I saw, like, I mean, there's something for everybody, right? Like, I saw a market like will Ronaldo cry or something like that. So you can trade, like, you don't necessarily. I mean, there's emotive traders, I guess. You could jump in like that instead of pure sports, which is pretty cool.
We think this is going to be huge in the space. Probably it's going to be volume that's haven't been like since the 2024 election. It's just going to be crazy, especially in Polymarket with it being so international friendly. We just think the volume is going to be insane, and we'll see how accurate it ends up being. We'll see if they price it pretty good.
So okay, so I it's getting ridiculously dark behind me. I this I have like a power outage or something. But or a light outage, I should say. But I have one more question for you, or a couple more questions, just to kind of close it out. Are there certain categories that creators are kind of engaging in right now that you think would be really good for this app? Certain markets that that you think work super well for this, and maybe certain markets that don't work super well for callouts, right? Right off the bat, my hunch is that if you're doing a super fast market, like maybe the Bitcoin 5 minutes, the callouts aren't going to work well. But if you're doing like more, maybe like a long dated market, call outs might actually be really good, because there's a lot of time to assess
Yeah.
what's going on. There's a lot of like, a
Mm.
bunch of different things could happen, right? So it could make longer form markets more engaging. That's like my, right off the bat, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm curious on your take.
I see what you're saying, but we actually think it's actually the other way around. Like people, because we capture the live prices and all our data is captured straight from live Polymarket price and volume like data. We want our traders to like make call outs on these short markets, and they can obviously the shorter the market, the more posts they can make. That's why we think the World Cup will be so popular. I mean, these traders are making several posts a day. They're obviously making several trades a day because they think that they can make a profit on multiple like sports contracts. So it's not only the traders who bet on like longer contracts. It's kind of both. And we invite both. I think that there's it's always good to have like a different range of traders who post longer contracts and shorter ones. So
no, and I think that's why a marketplace like this is so effective. It really has something for everybody. It has everything for all sorts of traders and all sorts of subscribers. I mean, there's going to be subscribers who want to sit there, have their Rhino tab open, wait for the notification to pop up about a Bitcoin 5-minute chart, and then get in as early as they can. But there's also traders who want to catch the long moves that are going to take a while. And I think our site is unique in the way that it doesn't really cater to one or the other. I think everybody is welcome, and there's people and there's traders and subscribers to be found in every market.
Yeah, I definitely see that point, and I like, to be honest, I think it would be good for both markets as well. I mean, I think it would be, it's an interesting platform. Again, like the most interesting thing I think is that traders can kind of monetize their ability to call out to make trades without actually putting up risk, which I think is super needed in the market right now. I guess my last question for you is what's kind of an assumption right now about prediction markets that you think needs to be corrected, if there is one? If there are critics, what would you say to those critics?
I mean, before we kind of really delved into prediction markets, that a lot of people just think of them as a platform where you can like bet. It's just like a gambling platform, but it's really a place where people can go to and they can find real likelihoods of like real world events. Like people can go to for example, a contract on an election and find the likelihood that someone might become the next like president or something. It's actually interesting how accurate these prediction markets are. Like they're not just places where people can bet. It's also where people can go to for information. Like I think that's the biggest thing that we learned. Drew, if you have anything else, like I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I was going to say. I think the mainstream narrative is probably still that this is a gambling platform, and that people are getting on here and have the ability to bet on all sorts of stupid crap. But people are putting money where their mouth is. This is the most accurate way to find things. Whenever you're polling people on elections, there's no money tied to whatever they're saying. That's why we've seen that prediction markets have been so accurate. So yeah, I think the biggest misconception is that it is still a gambling site. And I think people are coming around. I think it's growing by the day, and I'm super bullish on where the space is going and where it'll be in the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Super excited for it.
Yeah, same. And I think let's definitely circle back as we're doing this World Cup thing. I would love to have some of the traders on that are, trading and highlight them. I think that would be really cool. Thanks for coming on, guys. I really appreciate having you and dealing with this blackout behind me, and let's sync up later.
Great. Thank you, John.
Thanks, cool. John. Have a good one.
See you guys later. Bye.